Welcome to T-Boys TV. We're back again with Premier League predictions. Obviously, game week 19. Obviously, season 2, as we know. And the reason why it says season 2, just to anyone that doesn't know, is because it's my second season of doing it. So, yeah, that's why it always says that, if anyone wonders. But, yeah, obviously, a tight, a quick schedule yet again. I think this is, last quick schedule for a while. Well, I hope it is, because as much as I don't mind doing content, it is a bit annoying. Obviously, I like to do the reviews as well. But, yeah, obviously, midweek games starting from tomorrow. Hence why I'm doing it tonight, obviously going all the way to Thursday. So, yeah, man, big up everyone that's been waiting inside. I've seen quite a lot of you, and a lot of you smashed the likes before, so big up yourselves. Make sure you do that as well if you haven't already. Billy says WT. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, mate. Lewis says, evening, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. I'm decent, thanks, mate. What about you? Well, you're probably loving it, mate, because obviously your other team, Aston Villa, beat Tottenham, and you did say that. And, you come on here and said, people might laugh at me and that, or whatever you said. Mate, I said at the end of the day, I could see it. So it's one of them, really. I'm not going to lie to you. Big up Spencer. He says, hey, T. Sorry, it's not because I didn't know you were. It's just my voice. I can feel something in the back of my throat. But it sounds like Conte may not be around for much longer at Spurs. I'm not surprised. He is a short-term manager, not in the sense where, his quality, we know he's a world-class manager. It's just he doesn't really stay at clubs for long. So I'm not really shocked, to be quite honest with you. Lewis says, loving life. Yeah, I can imagine, mate. Big up Chris. He says, evening, mate. I hope you're well. I'm good, thanks, mate. I hope you're well. Big up yourself. Obviously, I know Carlisle. Well, was it 2-1 in the end? I know they were losing, obviously, like you said. Yeah, 2-1 Doncaster. But other than that, mate, I hope you're well. And hopefully Liverpool get another win tomorrow for, obviously, us. Big up Ty, says Stephen. Big up yourself, mate. I hope you're well. Lewis says, yeah, mate, I just had that feeling, and the little feelings is the way to go. Mate, I defended you as much as I said a Tottenham win. I said reasons for your, defence of what you said in that sense. Need to get a new board. Levy's a clown. Yep. Yeah. But obviously we know how hard it is to get owners out of clubs. But yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying 100%. I got my prediction right because I predicted them to go down. Them to go 2 down, sorry. Yeah. You did say that they can beat Spurs. Exactly. And we know what Tottenham are like. We know what they have the history of doing. But the first game, I'm just going to get straight into the lineup because we all know what the first game is. Obviously, it's tomorrow, Brentford versus Liverpool. I will be doing a watch-along. So, yeah, please tune into it if you can. Obviously, kickoff is at 5:30. Bit of an interesting time on a Monday. I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, like I said, I will be doing a watch-along. So, yeah, tune into that. I'll go live about 5:20 probably. I'll schedule it for them then anyway, sorry. So, yeah, obviously we take on Brentford away from home. Not going to be an easy game whatsoever. Obviously, last season when we played Brentford, we drew 3-3. Absolute crazy game, as we know. It felt like a loss because how bad Liverpool were defensively. I remember it. I remember doing a watch-along. So, yeah, this time round, obviously, Brentford, they're doing all right since the breaks come back. Obviously, they come back from behind against Tottenham to draw 2-2. Tottenham bottling it there as well. And then, obviously, they beat West Ham 2-0 on Friday, same day as us. Obviously, when we won against Leicester, I said 2-1. It was 2-0, so I was close. I knew Brentford would win, especially with all the drama and all the stuff going on at West Ham, really. Brentford, they've got some good players. My cousin, I asked him if he's confident going into it, obviously Brentford fan. And he said, no, he's not, to be honest, which I'm a little bit surprised about, to be honest. I know Liverpool have, won their 2 out of 2, looked decent. Well, the other day I wouldn't say it looked decent. They just, didn't even score a goal, but still won the game. Like, people are moaning, because we didn't actually score. But for me, a win's a win. I couldn't care how it comes. As long as you win the game, don't really care. Because let's be real, we're fighting for top 4. We're not fighting for the league. We're fighting for top 4. As many points to get to top 4 as possible. I'm not fussed. So obviously we've done that. Villa, we look good. In the first half, we looked good. Second half, Villa, I wouldn't say they were better, but they started to get more in the game. But yeah, we're looking good. It's 6 out of 6. points possible we've got. You can't complain. So, going into this one, I do think it's going to be a tough game. Brentford away from home, they have been very hit and miss at times. Last season, they were very good away from home. They're still decent, like last season, but not as good for me in that sense. Obviously, they have took some heavy defeats at home, but then they, beaten some teams heavily. So it's an interesting one. But yeah, what lineup would I go with against Brentford? So obviously you've got to go Alisson goal. Best keeper 1-on-1 in the world for me. I've said it plenty of times and stand by it. Right back, Trent. I actually thought he had a really good game the other day. He did get man of the match, and I agreed with him. I thought 1-on-1 defensively he was actually good, which is not a lot. We say that. A lot of people are very critical of it. I don't think it's as bad as what people make out. I see some guys saying championship quality defending. That's taking a piss. Do you know what I mean? It's not that bad. Champions League winner for what? Premier League winner for what? And he was a big part of them before anyone goes, oh, yeah, but this guy won a Premier League. He was the main right back. So don't want to hear nothing. Left back, I'm going to go Robertson come off. The annoying thing is Klopp, from what I've seen, usually I post it on YouTube, but he hasn't had a post-match press conference from what I've seen, so I don't know if Robertson's available. So I'm just going to go Tsimikas because I don't know if Robertson's available. Centre-backs, I'm going to go... I'll go with what it was the other day. Matip and Virgil. I feel that, we should do what we did last year. Go with them in the Premier League and then go with Van Dijk and Konate in Champions League. That's what I feel we should do. CDM, Fabinho, of course, without a shadow of a doubt. Obviously, quickly, before I carry on, Gakpo is available for this game. If he'll start, you'll find out my thoughts in a minute. And that is a shout. I need to make his card, so I'll quickly do that after the stream. But yeah, Fabinho there. In the midfield, I'm going to go Thiago. And the other side, I'm going to go... Henderson was pretty poor the other day, but he was playing CDM. I think he's better on the right in the midfield. Brentford away. Do you know what? I'm going to rest him. And go Elliott. As that right-sided midfielder. I thought he was decent the other day, to be honest, in midfield. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah, that's that. The left wing, this is where people could say Gakpo. But I don't want to just throw him in a game like this, especially away from home. So I wouldn't start him. Firmino, I don't know if Firmino's getting closer. I'm going to just go with what we have gone with. Ox on the left. Salah on the right, obviously. We all know that. And then through the middle, Nunes. So yeah, that's the lineup I would go with. Elliott came off injured, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he's all right. Let me check. Let me have a quick look. Apparently he's questionable. Okay, so I won't go with him then. I'll go with Henderson then. Which is a bit gutting because, like I said, Elliott was actually all right in midfield the other day, I felt. Not going to lie. So it has to be Henderson then for me, unless anyone thinks of anyone else. If I see anyone put Keita, then you're just absolutely fucking deluded. But anyway, that's the lineup I would go with. So yeah. So Alisson in goal, 4-3-3, of course. Tsimikas left back. Actually, I should have just had a look on that to see if Robertson, what they're saying about him. Yeah, he's questionable as well. So yeah, okay, fair enough. So Tsimikas there, Van Dijk and Matip as the centre backs, Trent as the right back, Fabinho, Thiago, Henderson in that midfield. Obviously Thiago on the left side, Henderson on the right side, Fabinho as a CDM, Ox on the left, Nunes up front, Salah on the right. So yeah, after saying all of that, what is my score prediction for this game versus Brentford away from home Monday night under the lights at whatever the hell their stadium's called now. It's not the community stadium. They changed it to some G-Tech something. G-Tech Stadium or something mad. All I know that it's difficult to get a picture around there because when I did, I had to go to the nearest flipping car shop to get a picture of the stadium than me. So that was annoying. To go round in circles in London looking like a fool. But anyway, score prediction, I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool. Go 2-1 Liverpool. I think we'll edge it. I think it'll be a very difficult game. I think we'll edge it. I think we'll get back-to-back 2-1 wins. So, yeah, that is my score prediction. So, yeah, let me go through your comments and all of that. Big up everyone inside. Big up everyone commenting. Much appreciated, like always. Where was I? So, Hanno's gone. Brentford 2-1. Interesting. Yeah, just my usual self. Thanks as always. 6-9 points, still good for us and still promotion form. Yeah, very true. Log my predictions down. Okay, I'll do that. I will do that. What I will do to do that is I will go to your predictions. Select. Oh no, not all of it. I accidentally selected the whole thing. Bear with me. So you reckon 1-1? Okay, fair enough. 1-1. Okay, right. There's your prediction there, Lewis. It's logged in. Yeah, they didn't deserve a win, but we'll take it. Exactly. I can see an upset. Brentford 1-0 win. Interesting. Everyone's gone, Brentford to get some sort of result so far. Chris says, us still playing Ox in Kyoto is like giving burglars that robbed your house a place to live. Facts. There we go. Spencer's gone 2-1 Reds. There we go. Finally. Another 2-1. We love that. Tony injured. Yeah, I've heard about that. Makes me more confident, but Brentford's still capable of getting a result. Yeah, exactly. In Bueno, he's a player I've rated for ages, or in Buemo, however you pronounce it. Big up Oasis. Well, my driller. Big up yourself. You mate, flipping hell. He says some madness, that guy, Billy. I'm telling you now, that flipping speed guy. Trent has only been bad defensively. He's been stopped covered four by Henderson and whoever playing at right midfield, not doing a job of covering the same. Yeah, exactly. Left Carvalho, you could say that, but, like Jack said on the stream the other day, when Carvalho last played, he wasn't actually that great. Not going to lie. Yeah, I could see that. And I will be doing a watch along to that as well because I found out it's on ITV earlier. So, yeah, we'll be doing a watch along to that. He played on the left, but like I said, he weren't great the last game. Nah, I wouldn't start him. Yeah, exactly, Chris. Exactly. I've been saying that for time. I have nothing but high praise for Brentford. Such a joy to watch in Championship and Premier League, just like Luton, a joy to watch for me too. Big up yourself. I watched your highlights today of game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and make sure you check out the match reactions as well and the fan cams from the Huddersfield fans as well. 2-2. Interesting there. But yeah, there's that game done. So yeah, let's move on to the next game. Oh no, I stopped sharing the wrong thing. I'm not going to lie. Which is very annoying. Bear with me a second. I forgot to close the other tab. So yeah, it's one of them. But yeah, moving on to the next game. Arsenal at the Emirates versus Newcastle. Obviously, Arsenal, Brighton were throwing stuff at them, but obviously they were responding well. I thought they'd struggle with Jesus, like a lot of you, being out. I thought Nketiah, I don't really rate him too highly. But he's doing well. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, I know they've got good other players as well, but just that vocal point in Nketiah. Newcastle, obviously they drew to Leeds, which probably a shock to some people, including myself. I knew it'd be a close game. I just thought Newcastle would do it. And obviously they're still up there. They're third. They're sitting third in the league. Draw's it's not bad. They didn't concede as well. This one's an interesting one. Like Lewis says, it's such a hard game to call. It is. I was debating with two scores. I think Arsenal will do it just due to the fact they just keep grinding out results. Everyone keeps betting against them. They just keep doing it. And I think Newcastle might take only their second defeat of the season here, which is mad. And even that game they lost was to Liverpool. And I'm not going to lie, that should have it could have been a draw. It could have been a draw. Not it should have been really, but it could have been a draw. So yeah, for that reason, I'm going to go with an Arsenal win. Arsenal have only lost one game as well, only drawn one as well. Look, 14 wins, that's just mental. I'm going to go. Actually, what did I put? I actually can't remember if I put that or that. Okay, I did put that. 3-1 Arsenal. 3-1 Arsenal, which might sound mad to people, but, I said they'd beat Brighton. I know Brighton and Newcastle different teams, but I said only 1-0 and it ended up being a thumping. So 3-1 for me in this one. So, yeah. I had to think about this one so much. It's so hard to predict. It is 3-2 Arsenal, entertaining game, says Billy. Yep, fair enough. For Arsenal and Newcastle, it's a test for both. 100%. 1-1 says Spencer. Interesting. Due to it being at Emirates, I'm going to go 2-1. Yeah, so they were the two scores I was floating between, 2-1 or 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1. Arsenal 2-1 and two of the best defences, but just think Arsenal nick it and pass another test. Yeah, I think they'll pass this test, hence the score. Moving on to the next game at Goodison Park, Everton taking on Brighton. Now, obviously, Everton got that very good draw against Man City. I said 5-0 to Man City, of course. Brighton obviously played Arsenal, put up a good game, but obviously didn't come out winners. They were unbeaten going into that in the last 3 times against Arsenal. Goodison Park, it's going to be a good atmosphere, especially after that result Everton got against Manchester City. I remember last season it was a 3-2 game at Goodison. I think Everton will have a lot of confidence from that last game. They're at home as well. I reckon it'll be a tight game, but I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0 to Everton in this one. And I remember I did say 1-0 against Wolves and they ended up losing, but worth another try. If they lose, I couldn't really give a toss because it's Everton. 2-0 Brighton, interesting. 3-1 Brighton, interesting. Gooners, Geordie Boys 1-1. Arsenal decided to win title with the 2 City games, Newcastle, Tottenham, and Liverpool games. Exactly 1-1. Okay, interesting. No one's going with an Everton win so far. Interesting, except me. Interesting. Lewis gone 0-0. I was thinking that. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, moving on to I need to make a note of these, don't I? Sorry, Lewis. I need to make a note of these. So you said 2-1 Arsenal and 0-0. 2-1 Arsenal. 0-0 Everton. Yeah, sorry, mate. I forgot about that. Spencer's gone 0-0 as well. Everton get results versus big teams but lose to teams like Brighton, so I'm going to let cotton wool being pulled over my eyes about Everton. Yeah, I mean, you have got a point, to be honest. You have got a point. So, yeah, there you go. Moving on to the next game. Moving over to the King Power. Leicester City versus Fulham. Obviously, Fulham... Actually, no, I'll start off with Leicester as they're the home team. Leicester... I can't even remember what Leicester done. What the hell did Leicester do? My mind's gone. Oh, yeah. Of course, lost to Liverpool. Yeah, of course. How do I not remember that? Obviously, they didn't play too bad, I would say. I was happy for Drewsbury Hall. Obviously, had a loan season at Luton. Very good. Every time... Well, not every time, but times when Leicester don't play, I've heard he goes to Luton to watch them. So, interesting. That's how much he respects, his time. And if it weren't for Luton, like I said, he wouldn't have got, his first team opportunities like he does now, in the Premier League. So we have to get credit for that. And I think he shows it by what he does there. But I was happy to see him score. Not going to lie, even though it was against Liverpool. Happy we turned it around, of course. Leicester, like I said, didn't play too bad. It weren't too great. Obviously, in the table, they're floating around 13th. Obviously, they had a really poor start to the season. And then it started not being as bad. Fulham, on the other hand, obviously beat Southampton 2-1. I did get that game right. That was the only game in the Premier League I got spot on. A lot of people said 2-1 as well. Obviously, against a poor Southampton side at the moment. obviously sitting bottom. Fulham obviously sits 7th, doing very well this season. Only lost 2 games at home. Obviously, this isn't at home, though. This is away. Fulham do have some crackers away from home. Every single one of their last 3 away games that they've won, they've scored 3 goals out of the last 5. I'm going to go for a crazy one here. There's always one crazy scoreline. I'm going to go Leicester 2, Fulham 3. I'm going to back Fulham to do it away from home. I'm going to go for an absolute thriller. Let's see your predictions. 3-0 Fulham. FaZe hat-trick, no question. Oh, my days. 2-0 Fulham. Okay, a lot of you are backing Fulham quite, convincingly as well. Leicester need a goal scorer. Vardy is in his wheelchair. 3-1 Fulham. 2-1. Seriously, though, 2-1 Fulham. No goal from FaZe, I'm afraid. What has Lewis gone with? 3-1. So let me just make a note of that. 3-1 Fulham. There you go, Lewis. There's your prediction there, mate. So, yeah, there's that. Moving on to the next game. Manchester United, obviously doing very well. Beat Wolves 1-0. I said 3-1. I thought it'd be convincing. Well, United dominated them, really, from what I saw of the game. I didn't watch all of it, don't get me wrong, but from what I did see. Taking on Bournemouth, who did lose to Palace. I thought it'd be a 0-0 draw. But obviously Palace won that. I can only see this going one way. The form United are on, I can only see this going one way. I see United getting another clean sheet at home. Obviously, I've done that a lot in their recent games. 3-0 against Forest, 2-0 against Burnley in the League Cup. 2-0 United. I go 2-0 United. I was flickering between 2-0 and 3-0. I'm going to go 2-0 to Manchester United in this one. 3-0. Yep, Chris and Billy have gone 3-0. Yeah, I was going to go that. But like I said, I'm going to go 2-0. Spencer's gone 2-0 as well. Yeah, can only see this going one way, definitely. Bournemouth need serious investment and defence and need experience signing in them positions. Otherwise, they're down for me. Yeah, they are starting to, be in that battle, especially if they go on to lose this game. Obviously, they are only 2 points away from the relegation zone. It's just that obviously, West Ham's goal difference is obviously 40, not great. But yeah, then, I think they'll start to be in it for me. So yeah, that is that. Moving on to the next game, going over to St Mary's. Southampton versus Nottingham Forest. Obviously, Nathan Jones is not looking good. It is not looking good. A lot of people being way too harsh on Nathan Jones. Even Luton fans just look, they're just being a bit mad on him. At the end of the day, look at what he's done for the club. Look at the position he put Luton in. Southampton, it was always going to be difficult. Like I said, even in the summer, before the season started, I said, what they done in January was not good enough, in my opinion. They signed a lot of inexperienced players for the Premier League, and it just didn't help. Young players as well, which just didn't help. Taking on Nottingham Forest, who obviously drew to Chelsea today. I had a feeling it was going to be a 1-0 either way. But obviously it ended up being a 1-1 draw. It's at Southampton. I've got a few Southampton games right recently. Obviously, when I played Lincoln in the Cup, I got that right. And obviously the game against Fulham, I got that right. So let's see if I can get another one right here. Despite Nottingham Forest having a lot of confidence from that game today, I'm going to go over 1-1. I'm going to go Forest to get back-to-back 1-1 draws. I think Southampton might get some sort of result here, which might sound mad because I know a lot of their fans are feeling negative. A lot of them are, not happy and all that. But I don't know. I think this might be one of them shocks in the sense where, a lot of people back Forest. But I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go for a draw in this one. Southampton 1, Nottingham Forest 1. So yeah, let's go through your score predictions. So yeah, let's do that. 1-0 Forest, fair enough, says Billy. Southampton 1, Nottingham Forest 2, says Chris. Lewis, here we go. He's back again with the super chats. Here we go. It was just a matter of time, wasn't it? 18 quid, Lewis. Jeez, you're on a madness, mate. Big up yourself. This is the first super chat, people, of... Wait, is it, if I'm correct? Yeah, this is the first super chat of 2023. Big up to Lewis. It was always going to be him, wasn't it? Let's be real. He says, credit for Tyler for everything. Deserves all the success he gets. Let's make 2023 one to remember for all the T-Boys TV community. Now, big up yourself for that message, Lewis, mate. Much appreciated, mate. You know, big up yourselves as well, because I've noticed a lot of you are more interested in my stuff. You know, a lot more of you are watching at once, and it's good to see, man. You know, you're starting to get regulars like Billy. You know, obviously you're already regulars like yourself, Lewis, Chris, Hanno, Spencer. You know, and even more people are tuning in now regularly. So it is good to see that we are bringing, you know, a following. You know, it's good, man. It's good. And hopefully we do have a good 2023 and it just gets better and better, which, you know, that's the only way I see it going. And yeah, man, big up yourself again, Lewis. Big up yourself again. Yeah, I was going to say, what is your prediction for Man United? You've gone 3-0. So yeah, big up yourself, mate. Big up yourself. 3-0 United in that one. 2-1 Nottingham Forest, says Spencer. Fair enough. At the end of the day, I've said what I've said on this situation. When you get offered a Premier League team that is Southampton, yeah, they're in the battle, you know, but at the end of the day, they're an experienced Premier League team, Premier League team. You're not going to turn it down. The only one I would have questioned if he went to was Bournemouth. So, yeah. Look at Southampton squad. Nathan Jones been left with money to manage. Exactly. 2-1 Southampton, says Lewis. Lewis is back in Southampton. Yeah, I feel they get some sort of result, mate. I've got a feeling they will get some sort of result. So we'll see. Exactly. And the real ones, there's a lot of people saying Jones out, Southampton fans. Because I'll just have a look on their Instagrams and that, see what they say. A lot of them replying and being like, no, you're stupid. It's not down to him. It's not, you know. So it's one of them. Luton on the up, Saints trending down. I agree with that. But, you know, I stick by what I say with that. What are you saying that about? Lewis, the super chat or what? God, Billy, stop this. W, yeah, big up Lewis every time. You know what he's like with these. Big up Blake, mate. I hope you're well. He says, big up my G Tyler. It's been a while, mate. It's been a while. I hope you're well. It's good to see you in here, mate. You know, obviously Blake was a massive part of the Euro content. So yeah, man, big up to yourself. I hope you're well. But yeah, there's that. Moving on to the next game, Leeds United versus West Ham United. Now, this one's a very interesting one. This one's a difficult one to predict. Obviously, you don't know. I do my predictions beforehand. And I was sitting here for about 20 minutes, maybe even longer, honestly, trying to predict this game. Obviously, we know West Ham, they are in a battle this year, which is absolutely mental to think. Obviously, you look 17th. They're only above Nottingham Forest on a goal difference. You know, same points. A lot of their fans want Moyes out. Look at that. 11 losses this season. Only 4 wins and 2 draws. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I said that not happy at all. He wants Moyes gone. Obviously, you lot know West Ham fan. Taking on Leeds away from home. Leeds in their last 2 games. Obviously, I did lose 3-1 to City, but I thought second half performance in that game, they were decent. Should have took more of their chances. And then obviously they drew with Newcastle. I didn't really see how the game went, but looking at it, how it finished, you know, really good point, you know, with how Newcastle are doing, especially away from home, you know, for Leeds. It's like I said, when I was sitting here, it was a really difficult one to predict. I'm going to go with another 1-1. I think Leeds are narrowly the favourites. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to go with a draw. In this one. Another 1-1. I remember last year, 3-2 West Ham. Absolute crazy game at Leeds. But I'm going to go with a 1-1 this time. So yeah. 1-1 says Spencer as well. Not easy to predict this one. Exactly, Billy. Leeds 2-0 West Ham. Pretty easy for me to predict. Fair enough. I was thinking, do I back Leeds or do I go with a draw? Excuse me, but I'm going to go with a draw. 1-0 Leeds, I'm going to back the home side. Yeah, fair enough. If I said a win for Leeds, it would have been that. It would have been a 1-0. West Ham stopped playing for Moyes. It seems like it, doesn't it? It does seem like it. How can Antonio and Bowen go to be awful this season? It's brilliant last season. Yeah, exactly. Bowen, he's had a massive drop-off. Massive. 1-0 Leeds. Yeah, let me put that in. A lot of you back in Leeds, which I can understand. But I will go with a draw. I will go with a draw in that one. So yeah, there's that. Won't be a good game. Yeah, I don't think it'll be the greatest game to watch out of these midweek games. Even though I said it had more goals than the Everton game, I still don't think it'll be great. But yeah, moving on to the next game. Obviously, Lewis's other team, Aston Villa. Obviously, very happy with that win today against Tottenham away. Taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Obviously, it is a Midlands derby, not the biggest Midlands derby, but it's still a derby. Looking into this, because obviously I look at their head-to-heads, every time they've played ever. Obviously, I don't proper look into every single one, but just the records in general. And it's similar to Huddersfield Luton in the sense where Villa haven't actually beaten since 2020, which is mad to think, I'm not going to lie. Aston Villa obviously will be very confident going into this, especially at home. Midweek game, you know what it can be like at Villa Park, the atmosphere. Especially after that Tottenham result, like I said. Wolves obviously did lose to United, which a lot of people expected, of course. I think it's going to be a Villa win. I think their confidence will go into this game and they'll win this game as well. I think Wolves will put up a good game, but I think Villa do it. They'll have a 2-1. The second 2-1 that I've predicted in this game week. I'm going to go with another 2-1 to Aston Villa in this one. Let's go through your predictions. Leeds actually been good defensively recently, which sums up 2022-23. 2-0 to Villa again. Fair enough. Emi Buendia from Argentina. Lewis loving it. 1-0 Villa. Yeah, nice. 1-1 says Chris. Interesting. 2-0 Villa. Yeah, let me make a note of that. Lewis. 2-0 Villa. 2-0 Villa. There you go with that one. That's in and predicted, Lewis. I'm torn between 1-0 Villa and 1-1. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I almost went with 1-1-2. Chris says Spencer. Interesting. And then moving on to the last two games. Obviously, the first game, Crystal Palace versus Tottenham Hotspur, London derby. I remember last year, Crystal Palace absolutely slapped Tottenham up. I remember that Tottenham fans were fuming. But Palace, to be fair, they slapped a lot of teams up away from at home last year. It's going to be an interesting one. You know how highly I rate Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace fans, especially at night games as well. Taking on Tottenham, London derby. This one's going to be an interesting one. Tottenham, since they come back, have been terrible. Bottled a 2-0 lead against Brentford. And then obviously lost today at home to Aston Villa. And they got really tough games, like Spencer said, numerous amount of times coming up. So it's going to be an interesting one. It is going to be an interesting one. But you know what? My prediction for this one, I'm going to go over 0-0. Palace obviously got a win against Bournemouth away from home. Good win. I'm going to go over 0-0. I'm going to go over 0-0. There's always 1-0. So I reckon this might be the one, especially if our Tottenham have been not so great. And Palace have got a few 0-0s at home this season. So, yeah, 0-0 for me. I'm going to go 0-0 in this one. Let's go through your comments, your predictions. Which Spurs are going to show? Probably a poor one, in my opinion. Blue Terror says, hello, well done today. Yeah, big up yourself. I see all of you. Well, some of you comment earlier. I will reply to them. It's just a bit hectic. Honestly, hectic after the game. Trying to get all them reactions out. Make sure you check them out after the stream if you haven't already. And doing these predictions, thinking what I'm going to predict and etc. So it's been a bit of a mad one. But yeah, big up yourself, mate. Selhurst is a tough place, exactly. Crystal Palace 3-0 Tottenham. Jeez, you reckon it'll be another battering? 4-0 Palace. Conte one set closer to the sack. Interesting. 2-1 Palace. Lewis has gone 1-1. If you can hear that Hoover in the background, I'm so sorry. But yeah, hopefully you can't. No way that Spurs keeping that clean sheet. If they do, then Chris doesn't agree with me. There'll be an interesting. Think you can stick a fork in Conte after this game. Yeah, fair enough. And then moving on to the last game. Might do a watch along to this one, depending. I should be working on Thursday, so it depends what time I get back. But it's Chelsea taking on Manchester City. Now, obviously, Chelsea drew today. A lot of their fans not happy. You know, I knew it weren't going to be easy for them. You know, Nottingham Forest, they do well against the top half teams at home this season. You know, knew it wasn't going to be easy. Man City, on the other hand, they're not doing so great. Obviously, you know, drawing to Everton at home, you know, not great at all. You know what? Considering this is probably the game people look at the most and think, you know, it's the best game in a sense on paper, I don't think it's going to be the greatest of games. I'm going to be honest with you lot. At Stamford Bridge, last time Chelsea beat Man City was, of course, the Champions League final. Remember doing a watch along with Lewis, obviously the Man City and Barrow fan. Obviously, he was not loving it, of course. That was the last time Chelsea beat them. Other than like the times after that, it's been narrow wins for City. It's not like they've smashed them. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be goals galore. It might be a good end-to-end game, but I don't think it's going to be great in the sense where there's going to be a lot of goals. See if I'm proven wrong. You know, I'm going to go 1-0. I'm going to go 1-0 to Man City. Man City need to win more so because obviously they're chasing, you know, Arsenal. And also, they've got Newcastle and Man United on their back now. So, interesting. And I think, you know, Liverpool will, well, you know, the top four race for me is right now it's out of Newcastle, United, Liverpool. They're the main three at the moment. They're the main three at the moment for me. So, yeah, 1-0 City. 1-0 City for me. So, yeah, there's that. Your predictions for this one. 3-0 City, says Chris. On the other hand, he's gone for a battering. Spencer's gone 3-1. Interesting. Hanno's rant was good after match. Yeah, I saw it got loads of views as well. So big up to Hanno for that. But yeah, he said to me, we're in a group chat, and he said, I'm not going to hold back. I was like, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I mean, I'm not surprised. 1-0 Chelsea. I'm feeling confident. Fair enough, mate. 2-1 Man City, says Lewis. So let me make a note of that. So yeah, 2-1 Man City. So yeah, there you go, Lewis. There's all your predictions in, mate. All your predictions in. Send link and I'll hop on in 5 minutes. I'm going to wrap up, mate. I'm going to wrap up. I'm literally on the last game, mate. So I'm going to wrap up. Just feel City need to respond at some point. Yeah. Like I said, I think they'll win this game, but I just don't think it'll be convincing. You know, they might miss a lot of good chances. With the 5 upcoming league games for the Spurs, I think they could drop to Europa Conference. Yeah, got some very difficult games. So yeah, that is that. But yeah, they're all my predictions. Let's just run through them again, and then obviously we'll calculate what the table would look like. So Brentford 1, Liverpool 2, Arsenal 3, Newcastle United 1, Everton 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 0, Leicester City 2, Fulham 3, Manchester United 2, AFC Bournemouth 0, Southampton 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Leeds United 1, West Ham United 1, Aston Villa 2, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0, Chelsea 0, Manchester City 1. So yeah, that is that. Let me just calculate what the table would look like if that was the case. So yeah, let me do that. Has it done it? Oh yeah, it has done it. Yeah, it has done it. Sorry. So yeah, Arsenal would still be top of the league. Manchester City would still be second. Man United would climb up to third place. Newcastle would be fourth. Liverpool would jump up to fifth, so that'd be decent. 3 points off Newcastle in fourth. Tottenham would be sixth, drop down to sixth. Fulham would be seventh, above Chelsea. Well, they're above Chelsea now, but they'd be above with points now as well. Chelsea would be eighth. Brighton would be ninth. Aston Villa 10th. Be happy with that, wouldn't you, Lewis? That jump up, I know you would. Brentford 11th. Crystal Palace 12th. Everton 13th. Everton go 13th, you know. Leicester City 14th. Leeds United 15th. Bournemouth 16th. So dropping down there, you know what I'm saying. West Ham 17th. And then the bottom three, Nottingham Forest, still where they, you know, are now. But obviously get another point. Southampton would be second bottom. The exact same goal difference. I mean, even games won and that's mental. as Wolverhampton Wanderers, who are obviously bottom. So, yeah, that would be the table if the predictions go the way I feel they will. So, yeah, man. Let's go through your last load of comments before we wrap up this stream. And obviously, we'll go through the like count and all that, like always. So, yeah, new signings coming soon. Hopefully, says Blue Terrier, obviously, regarding Huddersfield. Lewis says, legend, mate. Sorry to be a pain. Wasn't sure if I'll be able to send them to you in time. With Wigan away tomorrow and back to work Tuesday. That's fine, mate. That's fine. That is fine. If you do want to do that in the future as well, just let me know, because obviously we've got our own predictions thing. See you later, teammate. Hope you had a good night. Yeah, it's been decent, mate. It's been good. I'm going to chill out now. I'll probably get into bed. I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling pretty tired. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Oh, yeah, and I've got to make the Gakpo card quickly, so I'll do that after the stream. Same lineup as today, just Chalobah in Koulibaly, Kovacic in for Georgie, and Hutchinson in for Pulisic. Interesting, Hanno. So, yeah, there is that. Bye, T. Have a good one. And you, mate. Big up yourself. And, yeah, also, like I said, make sure I know Blue Terry has, but to other people as well, make sure you do check out my review to the Luton game earlier. And also check out Huddersfield fans, what they've got to say. Brad and Caden as well. And yeah, make sure you check them out after the stream. And yeah, like I said, I'll be back again tomorrow with a watch along to Liverpool, taking on Brentford, which is going to be a difficult game. Obviously, I backed Liverpool to do it. The like count has ended up on 14 likes so far. I know people watch this back on playback. Please do smash a like if you haven't already. We have gained a few new subscribers. I see that we lost one earlier. I couldn't really care. We gained another one. So, yeah, big up yourself, whoever that was. Much appreciated. And, yeah, don't forget to smash a like. Like I said, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Share the channel as well. And if you do want to follow me across any of my socials, link to them are in the description. And, yeah, subscribe to my other channel as well, T-Boys TV Extra. Link to that is in the description. And, yeah, I think that's everything I want to say. Until tomorrow, I will see you lot in a bit. So take care and peace. Hopefully Liverpool do it.